Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll be learning how to make an exaggerated pleated sleeve. It's a very easy project that a beginner can attempt. So guys, if this is what you're looking for, please kindly hit the subscribe button and don't forget to like the video if you find it so helpful. So let's get started. Okay guys, what I simply did first was to determine the length of the sleeve. Okay, so with my measuring tape and on the dress I measured 3 inches. Okay, so the length of the sleeve on the dress, on the corset dress, is 3 inches. Okay, so I'll be using a freehand method for this illustration. Okay, you can actually use a pattern for it. So what I simply did was to utilize, for the width I utilized the length, or the complete length of the fabric on fold. So on fold, what I basically have there is 9.75. okay, so I'm just trying to align and trim out the excesses so that it will be uniform over there. And then for the height, the length rather, I multiplied the 3 inches by 3. Okay, so 3 times 3, I'm having 9 inches. So plus 1 inch seam allowance for joining, that is ½ inch above and below, making it 10 inches. So I'll simply go ahead and cut this out like so. Okay, then for the two sleeves, for the other sleeve, I'll simply use the same pattern to cut out the other sleeve. Okay, as you can see me doing. So guys, I'll simply like us to note that the nature of the fabric is a determining factor in the making process of this sleeve, this pleated sleeve. Okay, so your choice of interfacing is dependent on the fabric. For me, this is an Ankara fabric. Okay, so I actually want a very stable sleeve, so it's all dependent on what you want and the type of fabric. The interfacing for scuba is different from that of an Ankara, is different from that of satin, and etc, etc. Okay, so guys, you can choose what you want based on the style, either the style or the thumbnail or your personal style. Okay, the particular thing that you want. Okay, either you want a very stable sleeve or a moderately stable sleeve, or probably just work with the fabric you have without having to fuse any interfacing. Okay, so there's no particular standard for it, it's just trying to be manipulative with the process. Okay, so I simply went ahead to cut out the lining. Okay, so I used the pattern I drafted for the sleeve to cut out the lining. Okay, so after cutting it out, we'll proceed to the next stage. Okay. So guys, with this Ankara fabric, we're going to do a trial sample with different interfacing. Okay, before I finally explain how I achieved my own sleeve, I mean the sleeve on the dress. Okay, so I'm going to fuse with this hairstay, and then I'll also fuse with a very light paper stay, and then we'll just check, or rather assess, the stability of this interfacing. Okay, so this is the hairstay, and then this is the light gum stay, the very light gum stay. Okay, not the thick one. Okay, you can see how soft it is, the very light one. Okay, so I'll simply fuse this on this Ankara fabric, and then we'll get to see how stable it would make the fabric to look. Okay, then after showing you guys, then I'll now finally explain how I achieved my own stability. Okay, so guys, this is the Ankara fabric with the air stay. Okay, so you can see that it's still very light. Okay, it's not so rigid, not like you can actually work with this. So that's what I was trying to explain earlier on, that it all depends on choice, all depends on style. You can actually go ahead and achieve your style with this stability. Okay, and then this is the other one. This is the light paper stay, the light gum stay rather, and you can see that it's also stable, but just moderately stable, not so rigid. Okay, you can also work with this. Okay, so it's so workable. It's just dependent on what you want. Okay, so I just wanted us to have an idea of the stability of different interfacing. Okay, so guys, we're good here. Okay. So guys, for the actual sleeve, I made use of the light and the thick gum stay. Okay, so this is the fabric and the lining. Okay, so I'll simply go ahead and fuse this interfacing on the main fabric. So for the main fabric, what I actually did was to fuse the light gum stay first, and then I layered it with the thick one. You can see the thick one. Okay, so it's not completely covering the entire face, the entire fabric, so that we can actually see what I did. Okay, and then for the lining, I just simply fused the light gum stay. Okay, I won't add the thick one. So just on the main fabric, I have the thick and the light gum stay. Okay, to give me the actual stability that I want. Okay, so I went ahead to place the lining and the main fabric right sides facing each other, and then I'll simply go ahead to sew it. Okay, so I'll leave the sides. Okay, just the width, the upper and the lower part. Okay, and then for this particular one, you can see how it is. I've turned it inside out. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do the same for the other sleeve. So right now I'm trying to trim out the excess lining sticking out. Okay, so have in mind that the seam allowance is 1/2 inch. Okay, so this particular area I joined, but this particular side I did not stitch it. Okay, because I'll be attaching this part to the sleeve. But you can go ahead when you turn it inside out, when you turn it inside out rather, you can go ahead and top stitch it. Okay, so I'm trying to notch the seam so that it can relax properly. Okay, so what I'll simply do next is to turn it out. Okay, so I'll just turn this out like this, and then I'll give it a very good press for it to relax properly. Okay, yeah, so you can see how stable the sleeve is already. Okay, so the actual stability that I want is what I am seeing, so I'm so comfortable with what I got. So like I mentioned earlier, it's all dependent on what you want. Okay, if you want it to be as stable as this, then alternatively you can actually achieve this type of stability by using the boning, by using your plastic boning. You can go ahead and pipe your boning or create a boning channel. I think we can actually achieve this type of stability as well through that method. So there are a lot of ways you can actually get what you want. Okay, so yeah, this is the actual stability that I got, and I'm so comfortable with it. You can see how, you can see the effect, you can see how stiff and how bouncy it is already. So guys, yeah, we're good here. So I'll proceed to attaching the sleeve to our dress, and remember that the length of the sleeve is 3 inches, so go ahead to pleat it. So right here I'm trying to secure the pleats with my pin. So I'll just split this and ensure that it accommodates the 3 inches of the sleeve on the dress. So I'll keep pleating, and yeah, I think this is good here. So I'll simply go ahead and secure the pleats with a pin, and then I'll take it to my sewing machine, and then I'll run a stitch on it. Okay, so guys, you can actually overlock before pleating. Overlock your sleeve and you pleat as well, or probably after running your stitch you can go ahead and overlock it. So it all depends on what you want. There are several ways you can actually attach your sleeve. People have different processes of attaching their sleeve. Yeah, this is the methodology I used for this particular dress. Okay, so I'll simply do the same for the back. I'll pleat it as well, ensure that the 9 inches length is being accommodated on the 3 inches I have on the sleeve. So I'll secure with a pin first, just like I did for the other one, and then I'll keep pleating until it's been exhausted. And I'll take it to my sewing machine, and then I'll run my stitch, and then we're good. We'll get to see the dress afterwards. So guys, we're done with the sleeve, and this is the final look of the sleeve. You can see how it is already on the dress after stitching it. Okay, so guys, leave your comments and observations in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, I really appreciate you guys. God bless you.